Oh, hoy, hoy. James here. Hey, did a little video yesterday, but I deleted it because, I don't even know if it's really worth talking about. Some people are so brainwashed and caught up in the nonsense of this country anymore. Not even in the country, just in the whole world, that I don't even know if it's worth trying to explain to people. Because, I mean, you can only expose so much corruption. You can only expose so much tyrannical processes and things that are happening, and nothing gets done. They know that nothing's going to get done. They know people aren't going to stand up and revolt against them. They know that, they can do anything. They could start walking around and just murdering people in the middle of the street, and it's for the climate because, we discovered this, and it's the same people that will scream climate will be we need the data centers, but then they'll cry drought. It's just ludicrous. It's all a game. It's all a ploy. It's to enslave us, basically. I mean, I understand it clear as day. I wish people had just brain one in their head just to piece things together. People, they talk about, oh man, the 90s, those were the days, and the 80s, those were the days, and the early and I agree, they were. What was different? We were free back then. We're not free now. It's the 250th anniversary and freedom rings. We're lions, not sheep. No, you're all sheep. We're all sheep. Because nobody does a damn thing. That doesn't matter. We can point fingers all we want on the freaking internet and go, oh yeah, hey, wow, that's a criminal there. Oh wow, yeah. Pedophilia is everywhere. Oh wow, rapists are having. Oh, illegals are killing people. Oh, this and yeah. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, they're stealing our tax dollars, but hey, let's pay them more taxes. No. It's because nobody does a damn thing, and if nobody does anything, they're just going to continue. It's like these stupid flock cameras. It's not for any kind of safety. Get real. They're building their it's the 2030 agenda. They're building their 15-minute cities. They're doing all that crap. It's to keep tabs on people. That's all it is. Oh, you got out of your 15-minute city. You're not supposed to leave there after 7:02, sir. Oh, looks like you're going to have to go to the brink and, or I don't know, whatever the hell, jail, I don't know, to the dungeon. Who the hell knows? It's Nazism. Who the freaking hell knows, dude? It's just to survey people, to have surveillance. It's exactly why they're putting, I worked at a major utility for, decades. I worked there. And now I have friends that are still working there, right? I haven't worked there in, 6 years or something now. I have friends that are still working there. And they tell me, they're like, yeah, they're putting facial recognition and AI and all this stuff in the trucks. And it's like, what do they need that for? I mean, I can understand, okay, yeah, we can put a dash cam on there or something for a car accident or something. Okay, yeah. Facial recognition? Yeah, that doesn't need to be. Our phones, right now, I'm sure it's facial recognition. I'm sure of it. Your toaster listens to you, your TV listens to you, your everything. You notice that every single thing has some kind of an internet connectability, or it's just to spy. And the reason why things aren't like they were in the 90s and the 2000s and the 80s and the 70s and 60s and everything else, look at it. Go back and look at it and look at the dripping mechanism of how they slowly crept in profanity, how they slowly crept in nudity, how they slowly crept in the gays, and the lesbians. Now it's all transgenderism. How they started having to have their equality, equity, equality, and all that, and all the racial crap, right? Like in The Walking Dead, they had to have every freaking ethnicity known to man. It's nothing wrong with that, but it's it's not to be conjoined and kumbaya, people, let's get together, let's just be a united world. It's not that. It's to manipulate. It's all psychological shit that they do in everything. Your TV, your media, your music, everything. It's all psychological brainwashing. Everything. I wish people would just open their freaking eyes. Open your freaking eyes. And it's not a matter of left versus right. It's liberals are this, and the conservatives are that. No. They're all piles of crap. It doesn't matter. Our government is tyrannical. Cut across the board. Both sides. Conservatives, Republicans, liberals, Democrats, they're all the same. They're all in the same, they all have the same agenda, and that is to F us over. You know, it's clear as freaking day, and I don't understand how people don't. You know, I was very pro-Trump. I was very caught up because, like, at face value, him talking about all this stuff, I'm like, wow, somebody's actually calling out the corruption. Heck yeah, I stand with this guy. Cool. Yeah, I'll register for the first time. The first time I voted, I was 37 years old, I want to say. First time I ever registered to vote and voted. I voted for Trump in 2020. And, yeah, and I haven't voted since. I voted, like, one local election when I first moved up to Idaho. So, I mean, that was, like, right at that time period. But it was, you know, a whole different spiel. But yeah, at face value, I'm like, dude, I was like, this guy's rad. At least he's calling it out. He's talking about, you know, yeah, because you'd be in jail, Hillary, and stuff like that. I'm like, good. Finally, somebody's gonna have the balls to freaking do something. And nothing's done. And you know, they talk a big game. Oh, we have this, and this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. And it's like, no, it's still going straight into their agenda. Nothing is being sidelined. Nobody's been arrested. It's amazing how they can call out the criminality on every single front, and how all these, you know, people online, these lions not sheep people, you know, call it out, point the fingers. We're gonna point the fingers even harder. Nothing gets done. Nothing's going to get done, because you could sit there and cry about it and bitch and moan and piss, you know, act like a 2-year-old child online, being like, these people are such criminals. These people are such, yeah, they are. Well, then why don't people do something about it? You know, maybe, you know, and I don't call for any bad thing, but I mean, realistically, what else is there? There's nowhere else to run to. Eventually, we are going to be outnumbered with AI robots. We're going to be outnumbered with all these things where guns are going to be obsolete, because they know they can't disarm people. Because if they try to come door to door to disarm people, there's going to be people that, you know, that will give up their guns freely and whatnot, but there's going to be people that won't. And the majority of people won't. And I think that's when things will draw the line. I think that's why they haven't really pushed for it. I think they try to do manipulation and crap to get people to do it. And people are like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that, because if we do that, it's our you know, it's our constitutional right. Just like free speech. But, you know, it's like, yeah, but you get put in Facebook prison if you say something that's harsh. You can lose your job because it's harsh. That's not freedom of speech. If somebody wants to say, I mean, I wouldn't do it because it's crude and just, you know, way out of line. But somebody can walk in and you know, it's amazing. Black people call each other the N-word all the time. It's promoted in songs like every other word. And I hate rap music. I truly do. My coworker who listens to it all the time drives me freaking bonkers. But yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But if a white person or a Mexican person or anything like that, then it's a racial slur, right? But the thing is, people have the right to walk around, and if they see a black guy, say that. I wouldn't, personally. I wouldn't. It's just like, if you're a black guy, you have every right to walk up to me and go, "Sup, honky?" You know, I'd be like, I mean, personally, I find that a funny term, to be honest, but, or redneck or cracker or whatever. Like, I don't. Is it the thing to do to people? No, absolutely not. But the constitutional right that you have allows you to do that if you wanted to. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's right at all. But you do have the right to do it if you chose to do it. If you want to be a degenerate, racist piece of crap, you have that right to do it. You have that right to be that. You do. It's the same thing with your guns. You have the right to carry your weapons. And if they cannot get your weapons by manipulation and stuff, because people understand that if you're defenseless, and what they don't understand is even with their guns right now, they're completely defenseless, because they just let the government walk all over us with anything that they do. Anything and everything they do. It doesn't matter. But if they can't get their weapons, what are they going to do? They'll find a different means. And I think that means, I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but like the Terminator, like Skynet. I think they're clearly building these robots, these artificial robots that can do like parkour crap and stuff like that. What the hell do you think is going to happen? Like Elon Musk says that there's going to be legions, which totally isn't demonic or, you know, anything like that. But what do you think is going to happen if they have 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, 500 million of these freaking robots that can freaking do parkour and are intelligent and can use weapons and are trained to fight, through AI and everything else, jujitsu and all this crap. They're strong. They're made of metal, Who do you think's gonna stand a chance? That robot or the average freaking fat-ass American that sits on their ass watching football, drinking beer, and eating chips all day? Who the hell do you think's gonna win that fight? Oh, but I got my gun. I'll just shoot the robot. Yeah, you think that's gonna work? It won't. It won't. And they will go out and it'll be an extermination crew. They'll kill the resistance and they'll enslave the rest. That's it. Or they'll take captives. They'll take people hostage and we'll just be enslaved. And that's what's happening. That's what these flock cameras are for. That's why they're putting them all over the freaking place, because they're going to build these 15-minute cities where you're going to be locked inside. You're going to have curfew. You're going to have all this crap. That can't happen in America. I've had tons of liberal people and it's not just liberals. There's conservatives too, but I've had a lot of liberals. Oh, that would never happen in America. I'm like, can you open your eyes? It's actually happening as you speak. It's been happening before you were born. It was happening long before I was born. Watch movies. Watch the little dripping mechanisms of the crap that they put in through time, through everything, through the media, through music, through just look at the collapse of everything. Nothing, those were the days everything was things could have still been that way. Thing is, people don't have hearts anymore. People have been trained just to be excuse me, dickhead people, excuse my language, just terrible humans. They care about themselves, they care about money, they care about just, getting laid, getting drunk, stuff. So I'm guilty of that stuff too. I'm not saying that I'm not. I'm a human being and I'm not immune to that crap. I try to refrain from that stuff. And but I've had a really rough past. Am I in a lot better situation now than I was? Absolutely. I don't do a fraction of the crap I used to do. But I'm still flawed. I still mess up. I still drink on occasion and stuff like that, which I really don't drink anymore, but I went through a rough patch. I had my reasons, and I get it. People have the reasons for things they do. I'm not trying to discredit that, but I'm just saying, we've been our society is so decayed and it's so propagandized on every front that it's gotten worse and worse and worse. Nothing's gotten better. People are like, oh yeah, we have more inclusion and all this. No, we don't. Inclusion, we have illegals running around killing people. We have people that are targeting illegals because they're illegals. We have blacks versus whites. We have whites versus blacks. We have just everybody's at each other's throat. There's no inclusion. There's no equality. There's none of that crap. Yeah, maybe that is their main goal, is to be equality. Yeah, we're all going to be equally poor and enslaved. There you go. There's your equality. There is your equality. It's seriously 1984. It's stuff that people have talked about for decades on end. And, I've seen this my whole life. I never understood because I never paid attention to anything, but my eyes were always open. I always was like, that makes no sense. Why the heck would that happen? Oh, you know why? Because we live in a synthetic society. I don't understand how anybody thinks that this world is legitimate, that anything thrives, that anything prospers. It's BS. It's 100% BS. It's 100%. You call people, you call any, before in the 80s and 90s, whatever, early 2000s, you'd be able to call people and somebody, get this, a human being would answer the phone. Now, you have these AI things that'll tell you. I had a stupid thing, I think it was T-Mobile or something the other day, that was trying to verify my account, and it asked me 45 times what my birthday is. I tell them my birthday, and they're like, that does not match our records. I'm like, my birthday has not freaking changed. Yeah, it's been the same for 43 years now. My birthday has not changed. And it's like, okay, all right. Eventually it's like, oh, we're just going to have to transfer you to a representative. It's just it's intentional. It's because those things are frustrating. You call and you try to figure something out, and it's like, oh, give me this, and they're like, I don't have this because I need to speak to somebody to clear this up. It'll get you through about 15 minutes of talking to a stupid machine that gives you just crap, and I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Can you repeat that again? And it's just like you want to pull your freaking hair out, and then after a while you go, let me get you to a representative. It's like, great. I tried to press 0 right when this first started to get transferred, but no, they want you to go through that because they want people in fight or flight. They want people in a chaotic state. I don't get why people don't understand this. Like, that makes why would this happen? This makes no sense. I got to do this the right way because no. It's all this. It's BS, dude. It's BS. It's because everything is fake. People are fake. Our government is fake. Money, everything. It's all BS. It's all 100%. It's synthetic. We live in a synthetic society. I wish people would understand this. It's so effing clear as day to see. Because who do you think would be easier to be tyrannical over? And why do you think so many people are addicted to sex? Addicted to pornography? Addicted to drugs? Addicted to alcohol? Addicted to they're addicted to everything. Why? Because they're in a constant state of effing chaos. A constant state of chaos. Everybody is. That's why everybody's at each other's throats. That's why everybody does this. That's why everybody does that. It's just so baffling because I see people that just try to act like, oh, our society's still functioning. It's like, you are effing retard. That's all I have to say. It's just stupid people. Please just open up those eyes. Turn that brain on to reasoning and rationality. A man cannot get pregnant. A man is not a woman. A woman is not a man. Our government are all criminals. Pedophilia and demonic things are very real. The Bible is true. Jesus is coming back. People need to get their heads out of their butts, look around, and say, hey, okay, let's do the right thing. Do the right thing. And what is the right thing? I don't honestly know. I know the one thing I rely on, because the one thing that is not corruptible, the one thing that is real in this life, the only thing, and I personally believe this, it's hard to find. It's easy to find with God, but love. And love is the only thing I think I've ever felt was eternal. The only thing that was ever eternal, that was real, is love. That's the only thing. And the Bible even states that God is love. So there you go, because God's eternal. And the Bible also says God's eternal. So there you go. It's the only thing. And love is so scarce anymore. It's scary. And without love, there is no life. And that's just. And without Jesus, without God, there is no life. It's just that simple. It's seriously just that simple. And I'm not saying I'm some perfect Christian man and all this. No, I mess up a lot. I don't give near as much time to God as I should. I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not trying to do all that stuff. I'm just saying, open your eyes, dude. Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Open your brain. Open your hearts. Look around. Things are not good. You know, I have children. I have friends that have brand new children, stuff like that. I'm like, I worry about my kid's future. I look at it and I'm just, what kind of a future is that if we're all enslaved? What are we gonna do when that happens? We're gonna go, oh wow, I remember we had 50 years. I remember we had 60 years to go up and get these dickheads out of. You still have people in Congress that were around JFK era. Nancy Pelosi, you know, like she's in pictures with JFK, dude. Come on. What the hell's gotten better? Nothing. And you have people like, you know, Donald Trump's a multi-billionaire, been a multi-billionaire, powerful guy for like, you know, since like the 80s, 70s and 80s. It's like, come on, dude. Like it's seriously, just open your eyes, use your brain. And the people are going to kick themselves for not standing up. In the future, people are going to kick themselves for not standing up. It's going to happen. And then they're going to be shamed because they're like, oh, wow, I could have protected my kids and I didn't do anything. I was a lion, not a sheep. I wore the hat and I pointed my finger online. I mean, obviously, the liberal people are so indoctrinated with they think the society's functioning well. They think the government has their best interest at heart. They think they love them. They're freaking. It's too stupid to be stupid. They poison your food. They poison your water. They do all that stuff. They tax you on every damn thing under the freaking sun. They say they're anti-racist, but they do the most racist shit known to man. They it's they cry climate change, but they all have private jets. They say, oh, we're in a drought, but they're all for data centers that take up all the water. It's too stupid to be stupid. So a lot of those people are just kind of lost cause. But the people that are aware, you're not lions. You're not. You're still sheep. And we are going to be sheep that are in a cage very soon if we don't go out and fight the wolves. And how do we do that? We need to figure it out. That's all I gotta say. And I'm not calling for any kind of violence or nothing like that, so don't take it that way, but eventually that's what's going to happen, sadly. And it's not going to be at my doing. I'm not a violent man. Like I say, I just trust in God and I go that way. Because either way, we can't stop what God's going to do. And I don't know if we're going to be able to stop what the government's going to do, but people need to at least try to do something. We need to figure out a logical, rational, healthy, smart, sane, and safe way to come to a conclusion to get this world back on track. Because if Jesus isn't coming back for another 100 years, what's to come about in 100 years? You're gonna have people sleep. You're gonna have. I mean, you probably already do. Have people having sex with AI sex robots and stuff like that. There's things where they're trying to put chips into people's brains and connect humanity with robotics and all this crap. It's demonic. It's biblical. It's end times prophecy. So that's where my allegiance lies. However, if things do continue to go on, because I'm gonna be long gone in 100 years. I'm gonna be long gone in 50 years. My kids will still be here. I want a future for them. I want a future for your children. I want a future for everybody's children. I want a future for their children if they choose to have children. I want a future for humanity while humanity is here. We're not going to have that, letting these people walk all over us. That's all I got to say. All right, so just be good humans. Be good humans. Thank God. And just keep your eyes open, all right? Be good people. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Have a good day.